From here on, I want you to open yourself to receiving.
To say, wait, I don't deserve it yet. Okay, I need to work hard for that.
You get rid of the clutter in your home, in your life.
When we receive our experiences and how we can train it better and help us have better results in life.
Know that every cell in your body eavesdrops on your thoughts. What does that mean?
Instead of being afraid, instead of like turning it away, welcome it because it's just like any other emotion.
You are powerful because of who you are and what you are, not because of who you are not.
You know how important you are. You know how important your life is.
Knowing that we are light.
You have a unique human design blueprint. You do. And it shows you your important role in the universe, what your soul purpose is, basically by showing you who you're not.
There's still one thing in our lives that we can control.
Simply make the intention. Connect your issues.
Faith is not believing that God can. It is knowing that God will. So my fear has also been replaced by expectant faith.
And then life will be better.
Who am I? Sino nga ba ako? It's easy to get stuck in uncertainty and fear. It's been so hard for everyone this year. The present-day realities have made us believe that the future holds nothing to look forward to. Now more than ever is the time to acknowledge our multifaceted strengths. When we boldly answer, I am, to the question, who am I? We're calling out to an explosion of beautiful affirmations about ourselves that we need to be reminded of so we can move forward with our inner compass directing us towards our ultimate goal, joy. The BDJ 2022 Power Planner is an invitation to show up and trust in the soulful alignment of yourself and of your dreams. BDJ will be here with you as you intuitively recognize and continue growing your greatness.
From here on, I want you to open yourself to receiving.
To say, wait, I don't deserve it yet. Okay, I need to work hard for that.
You get rid of the clutter in your home, in your life.
When we receive our experiences and how we can train it better and help us have better results in life.
Life will be better.
Hello. Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I was surprised with the change suddenly. So, welcome. Happy New Year, everyone. It's January 26th. It's the first day of our first episode for our Mind Nation Better Mind, Better You. And so, we're excited to see you guys again after a bit of a long break. That was more than a month since we last saw each other, right? And hopefully, guys, you will stick with us until the end of the year again with our partnership with Mind Nation. And I will bring with you my co host, the lovely Kat Triviño. Come on in.
Hey there! Happy New Year!
Hello.
I love it. I love your makeup.
Hinanap ko lang kasi wala akong makeup dito.
So where are you right now?
I'm in Mandaluyong. I'm in the office because it's I think I've shared in the past, diba? Parang our company is going through different kinds of changes, and one of the changes, I unfortunately, because it is what it is. I don't wanna judge it. I guess we're really like decreasing our space And we're hoping that with the smaller space, we'll become a bit more sustainable and still be able to continue the things that we want to do, like our projects together and different things to be able to help make a difference in our respective communities. So,
And
kamusta ikaw?
well, okay. I'm first of all, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the changes that are about to happen. I have a pretty good feeling about the year, despite January seeming like it's a year on its own. It feels like
Yes.
it's so long. It feels like a year already has passed. I'm already done. 2023 now by next week. But yeah, I'm well. I'm still at home, and I feel like nothing much has really changed. And I feel like probably there are some of us in the chat or some of us that are watching now that are also same old business as usual. They're just at home, working from
Mm-hmm.
home. So that's completely normal as well. I'm just really glad that we're continuing this series because we've heard from a lot of you guys on how the sessions last year has have impacted your overall relationship with mental health and with well-being, and the engagement that we have, your comments, your questions with our experts and inspiring people really pushed us to do this again for this year. And we're starting off this session with another more inspiring names and more experts for you guys.
Definitely. And that's why I think in one of our previous episodes or previous live stream, we talked about like our ikigai, right? Like
Yes.
what is our reason to get out of bed in the morning? And how do we
Mm-mm.
move forward? Kasi parang I think one of the challenges also in the pandemic, sometimes parang, di ba yung, I don't know if you also heard this with your community na yung parang feeling mo same old, that every day feels like it's the
Yes.
same.
Yes.
So, how do we parang feel the meaning of life
I it's
in
actually pretty
this?
it's actually pretty interesting kasi for many of us the new year is something that we really look forward to because it's like a blank slate. It's time for us to just get
Yes,
our new year resolution. We have
correct.
new, for some weird reason, we have new and refreshed motivation and meaning and energy for anything. Nothing changed. It's just
Mm-mm.
another trip around the sun, but it's renewed energy. And
Mm-hmm.
now we're at the last Wednesday of the month. We feel, some of us may be feeling like we've already spent the energy we saved for the year within
One
this
month
month.
in January.
That's it, it's
Yes.
done. And that's how I feel. But I'm very excited to hear from each and every one of you. And this is the very core of our topic today, really finding that motivation, finding that intention, and developing better habits that can sustain us moving
Correct.
forward. I remember last year, Dar, we started off this session with our series by asking about our word for the year. What's
Yes.
your word for the year?
My word for this year is joy. I haven't actually shared this in social media. Usually kasi sinishare ko siya by January 1. But as you said, January seems like an extension of 2021 or some sort of variation for it. So I haven't written those posts. But my word for the year is joy. And just to share a bit why I chose that word for the year is because I feel like one of the things that we have forgotten or parang
Mm-mm.
meaning with all the stress that the pandemic brought, sometimes nakakalimutan natin what makes us joyful. And I feel like part of that I forgot a bit of that. And that's why I want to be able to embrace it a bit more this 2022. How about you?
Ang ganda. My word for the year is focus. Last year, I was talking about thinking about abundance and thinking about like really bringing more opportunities in, and I feel like I was true to that. I was really open to the opportunities, bad or good. They were opportunities for
Mm-hmm.
me to learn, opportunities for me to grow, and there have been bad moments, there have been good moments, but net, they were all really an abundance of experience, an abundance of love, of support, and
Mm-mm.
um, opportunities. This year is focus. From that abundance, I want to be able to focus now. Like focus focus on my advocacies, focus on what I want to do, be better for myself and be better for others as well. We want to hear your words of the year as well on the chat box if you can share that. But let's say hello to a few. Iris, Fatima de Jesus says, good evening, Miss Dar, Miss Kat, and to all the Bellas. Someone said, I agree. Parang ang dami nang nangyari January. The feels. Agree.
Oo. Kaya
Yes.
sinasabi din namin na February is the new year, guys. So you can scratch
Chinese
off
New Year.
yeah, Chinese New Year is the new year. So scratch off muna yung January. Let's put it
Trial
with
period.
2021 trial period. Okay. The real 2022 starts on Tuesday.
2021 may be great or maybe not so great for you, but we know, hopefully, maybe on Tuesday, 2022 will be even greater. And we're so excited because we have so much in store for you. As we mentioned, we're bringing in more experts, we're bringing in more inspiring people on the show to talk about their journey and to hopefully inspire you to develop better habits for a better mind, better you.
Better you. So before or do we answer this question from Marin with our special guest speaker today?
Yes, yes. I
Yes.
think she would have great advice on this, Marin. So, Dar, you want to bring her in?
Yes. So without further ado, guys, we are excited to welcome our guest for today, TV podcast host for Rise Up. She's a regular in BDJ events
Ooh.
pre-pandemic, and then we did some online activities with her as well. So one of our favorite actresses, we have Janeena Chan, the mental health and well-being advocate. Hello.
Hi everyone! Oh my
Hey,
gosh. Hello ladies. I'm
Nina!
so happy to be here because I love you both individually and now together. Parang ang saya. I love your energy. Hi everyone watching. Happy ano na ba ngayon? Yun na, feeling ano na ba nga?
Happy
25th
Wednesday.
na ba? Joke lang.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, midweek. Kumakapit ba, guys? Ako ay kumakapit. Apparently.
I was supposed to ask you about how 2021 was for you, but maybe since this is the end of the month and we were just talking about how so many things have happened in January, how's the 1st month of the year for you?
For me,
Yes.
I think just like everyone else, I thought it would be like epic. Na oh my gosh, New Year! It's epic in an epic way, in its own way. Yun na nga. So same sentiments na ang daming pangyayari. But yeah, keeping up and yes, I'm waiting for Chinese New Year. Yun na lang. Usually ganun daw yun eh. Pag right before Chinese New Year, parang yung old elements, sorry, Chinese ba? Yung old elements from last year and like the old, ano ba, metal
Mm-mm.
ox ba? Parang ano siya, nag-goodbye. So parang yung mga ano niya, yung mga
Remnants.
yung
May
mga
remnants na
remnants
tira-tira.
niya, may ganun, may after effects. So yun
Na-experience natin ngayon.
yes,
Okay.
but
Kaya
yun. So yun, ganun daw usually right before mag-Chinese New Year. Parang may mga pasabog. So yeah, kapit guys,
That's
malapit
good.
na.
That's good
Few
insight.
days.
No, yeah, we were just talking about that and how we were feeling na. Oh my goodness, I feel like January was a year on its own and we can't wait to start again. And I'm glad we're Chinese New Year. Parang okay, restart,
Yeah.
restart the
Mm-mm.
button. Now,
Yes.
how has the maybe your thoughts on 2021, even the stuff that has happened in this January, changed or has it impacted your goals for the year? Or maybe you can also share with us your word for the year if you have any.
Yeah. My word for the year is growth. And ayun, backed up by discipline and also follow through and patience. Ang dami, no? Hindi na,
Daming words.
paragraph na yun.
Words
Basta
paragraph for
growth.
the year.
Yun. Growth. Let's just
Okay
leave it at
lang.
that. Kasi last year naman was humility. Kasi parang I just wanted to, start from the very beginning. And diba, what would Jesus do? Diba? Yun ang ano niya, core humility. So
Correct.
yun.
Yeah.
Dun tayo. So that was last year. And I think this year, having that as my core, I wanna grow more talaga. And growing is scary then sometimes kasi syempre that requires you to
Yes.
grow out of your comfort zones. So that's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing. But hopefully enough pa rin for me to rest. Hindi ko naman sinabi na growth without rest. Rest is important. It's a part of growth.
Yes.
And I'm
Correct.
reminding myself that as of the moment. Yeah. So
Nice,
that's my
nice.
word for the year.
Ayan. Very nice words for the year. So, guys, Kat is focus, Dar is joy, and Janina
Mm-hmm.
is grow. So, there's
Yeah.
no right or wrong answers. Please do
Yes.
share your power words for the year. Again, this can be whatever word that you
Mm-mm.
resonates lang with you.
Mayroon akong entry. So, pag pinagsama mo
Go.
yung tatlo, what are we gonna do? We are gonna grow with focus and joy. Yes!
Sentence.
Gusto mo yun?
Yes.
Game
Oo.
pala to.
Game.
Okay, guys, use the 3 words in one sentence. Go! The boat is sinking. Group yourselves. Joke lang.
Yes.
Ganda ng mga
And but
power words
meron
that
ditong
everybody's sharing.
yeah, ang daming power words. Pero meron
Mm-mm.
ditong very great question from Maren. So I think
Yes.
this
Read
can
natin.
be addressed to all of us. Like, do you have any advice on how we can consciously live up to our word of the year?
Maybe Janina can start with that.
Ano, pahena tattoo natin. Joke lang. Para laging nakikita.
Maalala mo.
I think it has to be fun, honestly. Because we won't do it if it's not easy mentally for us. So baby steps and don't overwhelm yourselves. Kasi, di ba, usually ganun yun, start of the year, ganadong ganado. Pero kaya ba yun hanggang July,
Correct.
hanggang December? So, ano lang, pace yourselves, and also know na don't beat yourself up. Kasi sometimes if we beat ourselves up, we end up just not wanting to do it na kasi parang, we get so annoyed, diba? And so frustrated na, oh my gosh, I didn't live up to my word for the day to day or even for the whole week. And then you just feel so bad about yourself because you promised yourself at the start of the year that you would do it. So be realistic na lang na okay lang na minsan you don't feel like focusing, you don't feel joyful. I don't feel like growing sometimes, literally. We're still human at the end of the day. So, okay lang. Basta enjoy, relax lang, and may bukas pa, guys. So, yun.
Ang ganda nun kasi really for anything to have big impact, whether that's in your goals, di ba meron nga tayong SMART goals, it has to be realistic, etc.
Yeah.
But key to making sure that goals are met or habits are done regularly is because they have to be sustainable. You have to make sure that it's very important that you're aware. I think yung key word dyan din sa question mo is consciously living up to the word. Being aware that sometimes it's okay to falter and to not do it. Like what Janina said, there are gonna be bad days. Pero it's important that you're conscious and you know and you can recognize na, okay, next, I can
babawi ako. Yes. Babalik ako.
Huwag naman sabihin lang na next year.
Huwag
Next year na
naman.
lang, nag-give up na.
Masyadong matagal.
Yeah, but it helped for me, honestly, also. It helps that I have visual reminders. Like I put it on my wallpaper on the phone. I have it as a notepad. Parang just to constantly remind yourself of it. Para you can go back to that consciousness. How about you, Dar?
Correct. I agree. I agree in making it fun. I think one of our audience, Tim, saying Atomic Habits by James Clear. So that's a very good book.
Pare na
And
namin
part
yan. Parang James.
Parang James. Kailangan talaga na fun siya. Otherwise, it's not gonna be sustainable. And parang when we're doing like words of the year, the issue, I guess, yun nga, it's really grounding it on the energy. So it's not so much
Mhm.
like on the results na I need to see the results na dapat tumatawa ako every day. It's
Oh
alright.
my
Parang
God,
joy.
Joyce.
Parang ganun
Ganun na,
ba? Dapat
everything's fine.
tumatawa. Everything's perfect. Hindi naman. But
Mm-mm.
it's really like just learning how to ground the energy. And
Mhm.
tama din, don't beat yourself up. Like if you're
Mm-mm.
not able to do it, actually, yung sasabihin ko sa inyo, your
Mm-mm.
word for the year is your hidden challenge for the year.
Oh, really? Ganun ba daw
Feeling
yun?
ko, um, that's
Usually?
based on my experience
So,
that
mas
the
mahihirapan si Kat
more,
mag-focus at mas mahihirapan ako
oo.
mag-grow? Wag naman.
It helps it on top of your
It's
head,
a
Dar.
double, yeah, it's a double-edged sword
Yeah.
in a way. Ay,
Oh.
yung,
On top of
yeah,
your
it's
head,
a
it just
task
says love
mindset.
challenges. Okay.
Love challenges, yeah.
Oo nga, no?
But
Um,
yeah.
Ayan,
ano
enjoy
siya?
effort, oh, sabi ng
Oh,
wall.
be intrigued by
Ang daming
mistakes.
sinasabi ng
We love
wall
it.
mo.
Yes.
Dar. Ang
Ayan,
daming
ayan.
sinasabi.
Parang
Oh,
I
the
love
very
it.
mindset
intrigued.
kasi, parang loving challenges. Kasi actually, there's like a video. I'll share it with the community. I'll share it, Kat, with you so you can share it also with the MindNation
Mm-mm.
community. It's all about happiness. Like, how do
Hmm.
you get happiness? Since I'm nga in this joy focus right now
Yeah.
and growing in joy,
Yeah.
um, I was like looking. I don't know. I guess you attract certain things. So I saw like
Mhm.
this video. Um, he's the COO of Google. Sorry, maybe Google or Facebook, one of those
One
companies.
of
Si
those.
Mo,
They're very
si
different,
Mo,
Dar.
very different. But yeah, but those companies slightly about out of reach. But so they organize. He was talking about happiness, and he was saying that happiness is actually a formula. So the formula
Mm.
to happiness is equal or greater than number one, your perception of reality,
Mm-mm.
your
How
current
delusional
experience,
you are. Joke lang.
and then number two is your, so it's a perception. The second is
Mhm.
expectation.
Ay, isa pa
So
yun. Totoo yan.
perception plus your
Expectation.
expectation, it will dictate if you're happy
Yeah.
or not. So let's say
Yes.
your perception of reality is super bad, plus let's say your expectation of reality is super, dapat ganito siya. So pag
Oo,
hindi siya
unattainable.
nag-connect,
Tama.
hindi ka happy.
Yes.
So parang that happiness has that
Mm.
formula. So when
Mm-mm.
you expect things to be parang easy, when something happens that's hard,
Oo.
maiinis ka. You're not happy
Siyempre.
Right.
because your expectation of the world or the situation or your perception, it
Yeah.
won't it won't
Yeah.
it won't match,
Exactly.
right?
Yes, I love it.
Exactly.
Just like
Ang
when you
galing,
have
'di
like
ba?
when you have a family member na alam mong notoriously late sa mga events, tapos parang hindi ka na nagtatampo kasi alam mong malilate siya.
Parang inaccept mo na.
Expectation na.
Oo.
Yeah. Pero yeah, gets.
He used an example on nature na parang sabi niya, let's say majority of the people, they really love nature. Like when they go to nature, they
Mhm.
enjoy, like you go to the beach. I know we're not able to go to the beach yet, but let's say you're able to go to the beach, you
Nasa
listen
beach
to
sila,
the
may
uh
trees sa likod.
may
May party.
parang you sort of feel, ay, parang when you're in nature, parang you take your environment as it is. You don't like
Yeah.
go to the beach and say, I need to mute the sounds of the water, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's too noisy. Or you need to stop this wind because it's too strong. I'm being
Uh-huh.
blown away. So parang you
Uh-huh.
sort of have this expectation na I when you go there, I expect nature to be chaotic in a
Mhm.
way. I cannot
Mhm.
predict, I cannot control the volume of the sea. I cannot
Mm-mm.
control whatever element. So when you
Mhm.
face nature, the expectation is like I will just accept what it is
Mhm.
and I will appreciate it in its whatever. I mean, in what
Yeah,
it
take it
is.
as it is.
Take it
Yes.
as it is. And that's
Mhm.
why people
Yeah.
feel happy with nature.
Aw. Aw, I love
Diba?
it. Oo
Yeah.
nga 'no, kasi you don't expect it to be anything else.
You don't expect
Yeah.
it exactly to be anything else, correct?
Yeah.
Exactly. But I wanna kind of dig deep into that. It's not that I'm asking, saying the COO is enough. But I'm just thinking also, where
Yeah.
does our control or our habits or I guess the things that are within our control come into play? Because I think that also has a
Perception.
great deal to do. It's in
Mm-mm.
Correct.
perception.
How you perceive your environment.
Yeah. I think that's
Kasi
where
parang
gratefulness and like
Correct.
managing your own expectations in your head
mm,
Parang ano
lies, no?
eh, oo. Kasi parang kunwari, let's say, sometimes, diba, because of the stories we tell ourselves, some things are worse than what it is. Or
Yeah.
sometimes I mean, it goes both ways. Sometimes it's too positive naman. It is not what
Mm-mm.
it is, right? So
Mm-mm.
perception has a big role on that, like how we
Mhm.
see the current event.
right.
So it's interesting na that's where our control comes in eh, na parang how are we seeing this event? That's why we're unhappy,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Right. And
Mhm.
our perception shapes our behaviors and our actions as
Correct.
well. So if we perceive as everything good, I'm not going to do anything about it because everything's handy dandy. But
Correct.
speaking of the habits and the things that we do that are based off our perception, a big role and a big thing that we need to always recognize is that there's always room for improvement, and that's why the
Correct.
well-being journeys or our habits towards better well-being are so important for us to grow, for us to
Mhm.
focus, for us to
Yeah.
have joy. Oh, di ba?
Mhm.
Kinoconnect-connect. So we'd like to
Words,
ask
yeah.
you, Janina,
Yeah.
maybe we can learn more about your well-being journey. Is there any specific moment that made you become more aware of your specific mental health
Mhm.
well-being?
Well, I guess we were all forced to slow down talaga when 2020 hit us, right? The pandemic hit us, the pandemic
Mm-mm.
years. So that definitely was, in a way, I mean, of course it's chaotic, but silver lining with everything, like I wouldn't have thought na I enjoyed peace and quiet and just staying in my room so much na parang I always thought I was an outgoing girl lang. Alam mo yun, yung
Mm-mm.
parang tipong nilabel ko yung sarili ko na maarte lang, outgoing lang. Gusto ko nilabel ko yung sarili ko. Just because that's what everyone like perceives me. You know
Same.
that, 'di ba? Na parang kasi
Mm-mm.
I was always the kikay girl, I'm the bunso. So and I'm the maarte girl in class usually. So parang nagkaka-stereotype ako. Alam mo yung ganun. The more I hear it, the more I accept it. Like before I
Correct.
didn't
Correct.
think, I would always say, "Oh, I just like movies." I'm not a reader, ganun ganon. Yung pala, I just needed to find the books that I liked to read. And now I'm a reader. Who knew? And I always told myself na, I can never cook. Alam mo yung ganon. I can never like be in the kitchen. And then because of the pandemic, I started to bake and then I made lasagna. I made like an apple pie na complicated, ha? So
Wow.
kung kaya kong
Wow.
gawin, ibig sabihin, everything can be learned if you really set your mind to it and never limit yourself. Parang never give yourself stereotypes just because that's what people are parang reflecting on you. Gets mo? Parang never
Mm-hmm.
say never and always have that parang curiosity, ganon, curiosity over criticisms. That's one thing I also stumbled upon, a quote by Jim Quick. And I've been listening to self-help podcasts also and then reading more books and I'm just like I'm having so much fun pala learning about all these. And I'm like, oh my gosh, the more I learn about myself and like I've even been taking mga personality quizzes just to get to know me more. And then just
Yes.
connecting all of that, I'm an ENFJ and nagpa Marites Allen feng shui keme pa. Kasi I always have her as a podcast and I guess. So nagpa-forecast na ako. Tapos parang she just read my destiny chart based on my birth and all that. And then
Wow.
literally nakasulat, career, ano ba yun? Parang career, ano yun? Parang, what's that? Recommendations, motivating. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on the right track. I'm meant to be a podcaster, and it just made me more confident. Then, alam mo yon, more secure na this is what I am supposed to be doing, and yeah, I should have fun with it. Don't beat myself up, and just keep on exploring and discovering,
Mm-hmm.
and share, and then be my best version while sharing it. Alam mo yon, para lang lifting each other up. So yeah, I've been more conscious in terms of what I eat, what I read, what I consume, also online.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like Netflix, you know how sometimes and like mga TV series now, sometimes we just watch it for the sake of just because everyone's talking about it. But if you don't really like it, then don't watch it. Don't be
Yes,
pressured.
correct,
Things like
correct.
that.
Yeah.
And also like never, I think one thing is pressure, external pressures. It's so important you know who you are at the very core. And then if it's not
Mm-hmm.
your definition of fun or success or happiness, then don't do it.
Correct.
That for me
Agree.
is well-being, true well-being at its very core. Because this is your soul, your life, your body. No one else is living inside of you
Correct, correct.
but you.
Yes. And to add, actually, in the Strengths Finder Gallup Clifton Strengths, like they
Oh, I haven't
tested like
taken that
over
test yet.
20 million people all over the world.
Oh,
We
yeah.
are uniquely one out of 27 undecillion.
Oh,
Undecillion is
oh,
36
Undecillion.
oh
zeros.
my
Yeah, it's a
gosh.
word.
Yeah.
So there's no
Ang
one who
dami.
is alive
Wait,
that
ilang
has
zeros ulit? Ilang zeros?
36.
36 na
36.
zero after 27? Ano? 20?
After 27.
27.
Undecillion. Yun na pala yung
Undecillion.
bagong
Undecillion?
word. Undecillionaire.
Undecillion.
Undecillion.
Gusto ko yun. Undecillionaire. Let's make a song. I'm an undecillionaire.
Yeah.
Pero
So
I
maganda,
love.
actually, that's super nice quiz, Dar. That sorry, test that Strengths Finder, because we
yes.
get to realize that
Talaga?
we
Gawin ko na
have
nga.
yun na,
Strengths
we have
finder.
Now na.
different set of strengths or skills,
Yes.
and we can
Mm.
use, it's not as if like one skill is better than the other. We can use it to
Mm-mm.
maximize and deal with people
Yeah.
in different ways. And
Yeah.
to your point, Janina, parang the more that it's not naman to box you when you take this quiz. When you
Mm-mm.
take
Yeah.
this quiz and you see that, oh, my strength is empathy, it means that so masyado akong emotional, that your results can
Mm-mm.
go in negative and positive ways, and it's really
Yes.
up to you if you're
Correct.
gonna allow yourself to put yourself in the box. But
Mm-mm.
you
Mm-hmm.
can grow given that information when you recognize that, oh, I am empathic, I can use this to strengthen other people, I can use this
Correct.
to learn new skills, etc.
Mm-mm.
I learned that for me, same way with Janina, I'm the opposite naman. I always just put myself in the box that I was very shy, introvert. I can never talk to people in a
Mm-hmm.
big setting, but here I am during the pandemic. Like,
You see
this is
it?
what's
Yeah.
happening. So it's a great opportunity for you to recognize and be aware of who you are right now, but don't let that constrain you. It's a big part of your well-being and your growth.
Correct, correct. I
Yes. I
agree so
love.
much that
Mm-mm.
part of the well-being journey, I think one of the core pillars talaga is what Janina said also, wherein it's really about getting to know yourself. It's really trying to figure out like what makes you happy, what's your kilite, right? Um, what
Mm-mm.
challenges you, what inspires you. Because otherwise, if you don't understand yourself, to it to your core in a way, paano
Yeah.
mo,
You won't know. Yeah. You won't know how to
oo,
get
how will
to
you give
your
that to
happy.
yourself? Yeah. How do
Yeah.
you support yourself in that way? So I think
True.
one of the approaches also for well-being is just keeping an open mind that we are complicated
Mm.
human beings. We're super complex and not judging ourselves, Kat, not putting yourself in a
Yeah.
box.
Yeah.
And just saying,
If I
okay,
can
I'm
cook, you can do
complicated.
anything.
Yeah.
Promise, guys. Yung
You
tipong
can be an
yeah.
uncillionaire.
Yeah, you'll surprise
Undecillionaire. Yun yung
yourselves.
takeaway.
You will surprise
Maging
yourselves talaga.
mayaman.
Tsaka these days, everything can be learned, di ba? Online.
Yes.
Exactly.
Everything
Correct,
can be learned.
correct.
So let that inspire you and empower you and motivate you na everything can be learned talaga. Isa pa, wait, add ko lang. Kasi now since, ano ba, noong 2018, my older sister, my aunt, she got married. And, yun sabi ko, hindi mo talaga maiwasan. In a way, you would label your family members na, she's the ganito, she's the, parang Encanto lang, di ba?
Yeah.
She's the strong
The
one. And
strong
then the
one.
other one is the, ano
The
lang,
perfect
maganda one, na
one.
gumagawa ng flowers. Keme. So like my sister, I called her Jessica App just because I feel like she's the techiest person. But in reality, she really just searches for how to do it and pinagtsatsagaan lang niya. Alam mo yun? Pero yun
Mm-mm.
nga, now that it's just me and my mom na lang at home, now I am in a way forced to grow and be the techie person. So next now, before kasi syempre naninibago pa ako. Nung nasa ibang bahay siya, pag may konting lang about an appliance or anything or the laptop, I would call her agad. And then I tell her, Achi, paano to? Do this, do this. So yun. But now, instead of doing that, so search ko na lang online. Tapos, ay, madali lang pala gawin. Alam mo yun? Or parang just toggle the buttons.
May
Ay, kaya
YouTube
ko pala.
video pala.
Kaya ko pala. So, yun. I think independence is also, it can be fun. Sometimes we get used to, alam mo yun, the constructs around us na parang, so sobrang sanay ka na doon, hindi ka na pala nag-grow. So,
Right.
yun.
Right. Ang ganda nun. And actually, I love that you raised the Encanto
Yeah.
Thing. Dara, have you watched that?
Yes, I think I've watched it maybe more than 10 times.
I love
Pang
it so
ilang time
much.
ba? Pang
Yeah.
ilang time ba yung
I know. I even made a podcast episode with my sister because we love it so much. So guys, give it a listen na. Rise Up with Janeena Chan. We were just like having fun with it. Saya, di
Yes,
ba?
I love it.
It's
I
really
love it.
nice. And I think that's very linked to what you were saying, Janina, na these characters, I'm sorry to spoil for those that are, ano na lang, cover your ears na lang.
Spoiler
These
alert. Spoiler alert. If you haven't watched
Spoiler alert.
Encanto.
Most of these characters were not aware that there was something that they were dealing with. There was something wrong. They were just
Correct.
going about their lives because that's how they box themselves as. I'm the strong one. I'm the perfect one. Whatever it
Yes.
was, without recognizing and without even admitting that there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
it can appear as a twitch in the eye. It can appear as you trying to force yourself into a relationship that you don't want pala. And it can only
Yes.
go in worse ways if you don't take that necessary step to create that awareness.
True,
I really
true.
love that kasi parang I also feel like it's a mental health awareness movie because
Yeah.
like there's so much
Even,
diba,
yeah.
the songs, the
Even
surface pressure.
Isabella, yun, was,
Yeah.
na what else can I do? Na hindi
Yeah.
lang pala pink and purple yung kaya kong gawin na flowers. I can also
Correct.
make succulents.
I like the line that she said, "What if the person I want to be is imperfect?" So parang
Exactly. Ay,
like
mas masaya pa
diba,
yun.
parang
Diba?
grabe na parang you feel so people parang or some of us diba feel so the need to be perfect na parang and what
Because
if
of external
because of
expectations.
because
Yeah.
of external expectation, and what if hindi yun yung gusto ko, I just want to be
Mm-mm.
me, I just want to be
Yeah.
imperfect me, diba? So
Yeah.
very
So
nice
yeah.
songs.
Ano, kanta na
Sorry.
tayo. Let's start with
Kanta
the
na.
song number 1, intermission number, music. May score sheet ba?
Ikaw, Janina, you're the singer here. Kat, kumakanta ka ba?
Charot.
Si
Backup
Janina
dancers,
kaya.
kami lang need Darlyn
Crush
go
like
to
trick,
side.
Donkey.
Donkey pala.
Ang
Mali.
cute talaga.
I
I
love
think,
it.
yeah. We
Guys,
have
if
a
you have questions for
question pala,
Janina,
no?
you can send it over the chat box as well. And it's great that we're having this discussion. I hope that you guys can get in on it and hope that
Yeah.
hindi lang kami tatlo yung nag-uusap.
Oo, keep commenting kayo, guys.
Yes, correct. Siguro, Janina, a
Mm.
question that we have, siguro, while waiting for our audience to warm up, like, do you feel like it's too late to start taking action in reaching our goals or improving our overall well-being since it's ano na, parang it's end of January?
Yeah.
And then,
No,
or like,
always kaya nga may kasabihan, gano'n. Lakas makala. May kasabihan, charot. Hindi mo siya kasabihan. But we keep hearing it. Better late than never, diba? It's still better because you still got to enjoy at least a little bit of it. Or, nga, as long as you enjoy the process. Kasi parang sometimes we get so fixated on the end goal lang na parang
correct.
kunyari kung fitness journey yan, bikini body lang. Pero kung yun lang yung inaantay mo bago ka maging happy or bago mo ma-enjoy yung goal, then di mo talaga gagawin, hindi siya sustainable. So you have to enjoy the process talaga. So yeah, just whatever you can to do it. Again, there's so many books about that, diba? Either habit stacking or like, alam mo yun, yung parang you kind of do it together, what you love doing. For example, if it's listening to music, and you can listen to music while you're working out. para to motivate
Correct.
you and for you to enjoy it more. Have more joy, and then mafo-focus mo more, and then in turn mag-grow ka more. Ayun. So it's never too late, guys. Never
Yeah.
too late. And enjoy nyo lang. Walang deadline, guys. Walang deadline. Just enjoy
Agree.
it.
Yes.
It's not just because it's January's past doesn't mean that you can't
Yeah.
have a new word and then just focus on that,
Correct.
or it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you can't restart and just try again. I think
Yeah.
Correct.
more than
Exactly.
anything, and
Yeah.
what Dara and I always say with regards to our mental health, it's never a sprint where who
Yes.
it's about not about who can feel better the fastest, but it's a marathon. When you talk
Yeah.
about mental health, it's endurance. It's recognizing there are going to be slow days, there are going to be days
Mm-hmm.
where
Correct.
you're just pausing, but you got to keep going, got to
Yeah,
keep moving.
exactly. And just
Mm-hmm.
like what you said, the Badarna, we're ano, one in a under 20, ano?
On
And resilient.
27 on the zillion. Ang
We're
haba.
basta yon, guys. So basically we're very unique. So even
Very unique.
our timelines for growth is also unique. So how can you
Correct.
Mhm.
compare? How can you compare
Correct.
talaga? For
Exactly.
example, like before, like kwento ko lang as a baby podcaster, nung una parang grabe overthink ko talaga kasi parang feeling ko, oh my gosh, I'm a host and then now I'm getting into podcasting. Like what if I don't do well? Alam mo yung ganon, yung overthinking na,
Mm-mm.
but ang gagaling na nila, 'di ba? Andun na sila. And then you're like, kaya ko ba
I feel,
to? Pero,
yeah. Mm-mm.
just, you just go. Like, sometimes it's just us, honestly. Parang everyone's minding their own business.
Mm-mm.
And like, everyone
Correct.
is so
Correct.
pressured already with
To
their own
fix,
lives.
yeah.
So, like,
Correct.
just, honestly, sometimes we just overthink things na people are
Mm-hmm.
looking, but honestly, not so much. Sakto lang. Maybe sometimes they peak, but most of the time people are really into themselves because that's what we were meant to be, diba? I mean, for survival
Mm-hmm.
also. Like,
For
we
survival.
gotta, diba? For survival then. So, chill lang. Sometimes we're like, oh my gosh, everyone's staring at my failures. Sometimes they don't even notice. So, like, okay yan.
Yes.
Yeah, fine yan.
Correct.
As in,
Correct.
grabe ako maka-review ng podcast, Parang konting, ano lang,
Exam.
delete, delete this, delete that, ganun. Parang kailangan perfect. So yun, please, wag na tayo sa
Since you
perfect.
mentioned the word perfect, Jacqueline Natangko, one of our friends here in My Nation, is
Aw.
asking for Dark Cat and Janina, which Encanto character do you relate to and why?
Go,
Okay.
Janina.
Kayo muna. Ay, ako ba?
Ikaw yung guest.
Ako, definitely Luisa and Isabella. Kasi for the pressure part and then the external, alam mo yun, expectations part. Kasi I am the bunso, and of course I love my mom, pero grabe yung hindi pero. She's just, she always is looking out for me, and I'm super close to her na parang in a way I also don't want her. She's abuela. Sabi ganun.
She's a well.
She's abuela. You don't want to let her down. Like, in a way, I do feel like her golden child in a way. Alam mo yung ganon? Yung noon pa
Mm-mm.
lang, ako na yung pambato ng pamilya. Ganon.
Mm-mm.
Contesera. Join na. Sumali ka ng singing contest. Ganon. Chinese song, English song, Tagalog
That's
song. may, may repertoire ako, guys. Yung tipong laban kung laban. And magandang mindset din yun. Because of her, mas, alam mo yun, parang, sige, go try natin to. Diba?
mm-hmm.
You need people like that in your life for you to grow more. But at the same time, yun na nga, you gotta still realign. Minsan may mga family meetings kami na parang, relax lang muna tayo ngayon. Mga ganon. Pwede bang yung deadline? Hindi pa naman, di ba? Yung mga ganon, little things like that. But I do need her. And also, our elements match talaga. Guys, you can search up about them more. Apparently, your elements really affect your relationships. Like birth element. Because I'm a water element and she's a wood element. Kaya sobrang swak kami mag-work together. And minsan sa relationships, baka yung ibang toxic relationships out there, baka di
Hindi
swak yung
dahil
elements mo.
nagmamatch.
Yeah, yun. So
Okay.
yeah, that is me, Isabella and Luisa. How about you
That-
guys?
Your getup looks like Isabella then at
Ay,
the
oo
moment.
Ang daming
With the
very
flowers on the
outfits.
side and the
Oo nga, no?
purple and everything.
Yeah, I made those.
And the
Jour,
perfect
joke lang.
hair.
Hindi kaya. Medyo gusot na nga. Ay. Well, anyway, go, Kat. Ikaw
we
naman.
don't see the gusot. We don't see the gusot.
Okay.
That's a secret. That's a secret. But for me, when I was watching it, I was actually thinking more along Luis is the strong one, no?
Mm-mm.
Right.
Luis is the strong one, and it's not so much as to me looking at the perfection, but constantly just putting weight on my shoulders na hindi ko na-realize na ang bigat na pala, and
Mm-mm.
me also kind of being, I think all of them are kind of people pleasers in a way na
Yeah.
Yes.
as Isabella wants to please everybody by being perfect. Even si
Mm-hmm.
Bruno wants to please everybody by just hiding and thinking that like
Yeah.
everything is his fault. Parang I'll just
Yeah.
hide na lang. I'll just
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, he was self-exiled. I mean, they didn't even shun him to a point na they told him na maglayas ka, di ba? Like, he just did
Correct.
that on his
Exactly.
own. And that's because of
Mm-hmm.
our inner shame. O, di ba, guys? Grabe, ang
Mm-mm.
lalim pala talaga ng Encanto. Just goes to
exactly.
show.
So all
Mm-mm.
of them are like people pleasers in a way. I guess
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
except for well, abuela din eh, with the community, diba?
Yeah.
Parang is trying to please the community.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Para
but I felt
credible
very
daw,
strongly
para
with
credible.
correct. Parang I felt
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
very strongly with Luisa that I just kept
Luisa.
putting weight on my shoulders, and also other people's expectations. Ako naman as panganay, parang it's
Mm-mm.
also a different level of expectation na okay, you need to get everything right and you need to be the
Yes.
role
Yeah.
model. And
Mm-mm.
if hindi mo kaya sorry, if
They
hindi kaya ng
carry.
siblings mo, you need to carry. It's
Yeah.
your fault if
Mm.
something goes wrong with them. It's your fault. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, there are gonna be days
Yeah.
where I feel I have to admit that I can't. And when I was going
Mm.
through my mental health journey, it was very very difficult for me to admit to my family that I was going through that because who are they
You
gonna
you were
know?
supposed to be the strong one.
I'm supposed to be the strong
Yeah.
one. And that's the thing in their song, diba? Parang who am I if I'm not my strength? Then
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
that's supposed to be my defining thing. That's supposed to be my magic. So
Mm-mm.
that's what I
Correct.
felt strong in. And I was actually listening to the song yesterday. Medyo feel na feel ko kasi ang dami kong ginagawa kagabi.
Tapos may may
Feel na feel.
lumuluha
May
na.
tears na. Drip, drip, drip.
Yeah.
Diba? Give it to your sister. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
feel na feel. So yeah, that's more of my
Baka mapakanta na tayo dito mamaya, guys.
maya
Yeah. May nirarap
Maya-maya.
pa lang natin yan eh. Memorize talaga natin eh. How about you,
Yeah.
Dar?
Dar.
Me, it's funny. It's both Luisa and Abuela. Kasi parang I feel like
Abuela
I have
talaga.
that. May side kasi talaga ako ni
Yeah.
Abuela. Dahil, let's say, diba, parang, kasi the psyche of Abuela, she was
Mm.
given magic. And yung
Mm-mm.
automatic na mindset niya, we need to earn this magic. And that's why we have to keep
Mm-mm.
on serving the community. And
Mm.
that's the
Yeah.
logic why she kept on pressuring each of her descendants na
Yeah.
kailangan na serve yung community, na how are we gonna help the community. So parang I feel like that's me in a way with being abuela, like even with the company,
Mm-hmm.
with my family, or
Yeah.
parang na sometimes I apply pressure to other people because that's the pressure I feel. Like,
Yeah.
we're given all of these blessings. We need to be able to help
Yeah.
everyone around us, and then diba? So parang
Mm-mm.
ganon. And then of course, as you guys shared with Luisa, na parang I think there's a line in the song wherein, who am I if I'm not able to roll or roll with
Mm-mm.
the ball or something, or
If I
parang
can't carry it all.
if I can
Ayan
carry
na,
it all.
konti na lang,
Memorize
Roy.
ko.
Ang funny
Who
na.
am I if I can't carry it all? Tapos ako
So,
dun ako nakarelate sa sa simple parang she wants simple pleasure instead we
yes,
measure.
Mm-mm.
Diba? Saya
surface
lang.
pressure. Love it.
Oh, that's what else rhymes. Joke. And yeah, you were saying, yun na nga, parang you feel like you have to, of course, it's a
Yes.
responsibility kasi. With great
Mm-mm.
magic comes great responsibility. And in a
Yes.
way, that's what we feel like with our talents and skills and
Yes.
our resources na
Exactly.
parang, oh my gosh, kailangan ko gawin to ngayon or else masasayang
Yes.
or else I'll be a disappointment. And then
Yeah.
everyone, pero dehado rin silang lahat, di ba? So
Correct.
yun.
Like,
Yes.
I think
You
there's
got
also a line na who am I if I don't, parang I'm not able to serve, eh. Diba?
yeah,
Something like that. There's a line
mm.
there, something like that, to that
What
extent.
Yeah, if I can't be of service, something like
Oh
that,
yeah,
ba?
if I cannot be of service. Ang
Yeah.
galing. Memories talaga ni Janina.
So
Pwede
along
Actually,
those
na,
yeah.
pwede
lines.
na.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's a good topic for discussion when we're talking about it in the context of family as well. It's hard to deal with these problems, or these are mental health
Yeah.
problems, because we
Correct,
think that
Mm-mm.
correct.
this is normalized and it's hard to discuss with family members. And someone had a
Yeah.
question here. AS says sustaining your well-being is also getting rid of toxic family members. And if I could put it lang in the context of Encanto, it would have been so much easier for Mirabel to just say, you know what, this is toxic for me. Bye. Wala naman akong gift. So,
Oo, alis na lang ako.
I'm just gonna
Samahan
be
ko si
special
Bruno.
somewhere else. I'm not part of
Yeah.
this family, and everybody's
Yeah.
toxic. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
she had to kind of own up to it. And even the first challenge, diba, yung sabi, I have to hug the person that
Yeah.
I don't like the most. Like, why?
Yeah, yeah.
So I want to ask, maybe this is something that you can share a bit more about, Janina, on Aya's question. What do you
Mhm.
feel about dealing with toxic family members?
Um, actually, watching Encanto made me appreciate everyone so much more. Kahit na may
Mm.
toxic side, made me realize na, kahit toxic yung taong yon, may pinagdadaanan din siya. Kaya siya naging toxic. Gets ba?
Yes.
To begin with.
Yes.
Kumbaga, parang people are like, hurt people hurt people. So like, kung apply mo sa
Yes.
sentence na toxic people probably are breathing toxic air at the moment. Ang
Yes.
nangyayari, napapasa lang niya sa'yo. So, in a way, parang,
Mm-hmm.
kung mahirap na, kung sobrang toxic na talaga, patience and prayers. Sabay ganon. Hawakan mo yung kamay niya, sabay, Our Father in Heaven, ganon. Hindi, pero joking aside, honestly, pasensya lang talaga. And whenever I deal with challenging, or kung kaya, communicate. I mean, kung hindi pa too late, communicate talaga.
Yes. Yes.
Diba?
Correct.
Communication is key. Pero minsan kasi sometimes, pag sobrang toxic na, tapos kinausap mo, tapos parang, mag-aaway lang kayo lalo.
Correct.
So
Correct.
you're like, what do you choose, diba? Peace or, ano ba, progress? I think, ikaw lang makakaalam nun. Maybe
Mm-mm.
just patience for yourself and for the person. You will never go wrong with that. And you'll never go wrong by taking the high road. Kahit mas mahirap talaga.
Ang ganda
Ayun,
nun.
pagbigyan.
I think
Ganun
that's
eh.
also similar to like when Aya mentioned that, I thought about Bruno also, and we should talk about Bruno because we have not. The way that he did it was like he just decided to leave,
Withdraw. Yeah.
leave and withdraw
Mm-mm.
because hindi niya kaya, and he feels like, I feel like I'm doing more harm, and I feel like I'm hurting. So,
Mm-mm.
and hindi naman na-appreciate ng family ko yung skill ko, yung gift ko,
Yeah.
then bye na lang.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
at the end of the movie, and again, sorry to those that haven't watched it, it's recognizing that I do have a part to play in this, and I can take the high road. I can make change and get them to also recognize that this is
Yeah.
not something that I should be ashamed about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe in
Correct.
Bruno's POV, they're all toxic, diba? Pwede rin ganun. Tapos
Correct.
sila
Correct.
naman, like sina Peppa, no, si Bruno yung toxic. Kasi
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
ano yun? But, it was my wedding day. Ano yun? Nagka-hurricane sa wedding niya, di ba? Di ba toxic
Mm-mm.
yun? Na parang, he's just the bearer of bad news. Hindi naman siya yung gumawa ng
He was
Yeah.
he was being
Yun.
blamed. Yeah. I
Yun.
think
And,
also to
yeah.
with the question with family members, I think yun nga, there's really a balance that we need to take into consideration. Like the things within our control.
Yeah.
Like, right? So there are some things na we can't control how they act.
Yeah.
Right, but we can control like on our side, like how do we perceive their actions, like as we
That.
shared earlier na
Yung happiness
parang
equation.
yeah, or even like look at the yung sabi mo yung perspective of, oh, maybe that person is
Yeah, is
really
dealing with.
feeling toxic or
Mm-mm.
feeling all these negative
Yeah.
stuff. So maybe if you have that perception, it will kind of change your perception on that person and
Mm-mm.
will help you a bit be more understanding.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So,
at the same
yeah.
time, yeah, just to kasi just to also protect yourself, like what Bruno did to protect himself, he actually built in a way a barrier. So
Yeah.
hindi naman natin sinasabi guys na maghiwalay kayo sa family or mag-withdraw, but there
Yeah.
needs to be a balance with what Bruno did versus like
Yeah.
facing,
Yeah.
diba, everything, like parang so
Yeah.
balance like what you can control, and at the same time like protect yourself also, like
Mm-hmm.
understanding, like if the family wasn't ready to accept, like I think without Mirabella they would not have been open to
Mm-hmm.
see a new perspective, and maybe um it would have been parang they wouldn't open their minds, I guess, with seeing the other benefits of what Bruno
Yeah.
brings on the table,
Yep.
right?
So
Yeah.
many more possibilities.
Yes.
This should be
Yeah.
like Encanto episode. Yun
Yes.
pala yung discussion natin. But it's really good to actually
Ako
discuss.
yung Encanto advocate pala. Yung special
May
guest.
influence. We're
Oo.
dropping our topic for today. We're just focusing on Encanto.
So funny.
And siguro the next session, manonood lang tayo ng Disney movie and let's talk about our mental health takeaways.
Yeah.
Pwede,
Ang
pwede.
galing. Pero yun na nga, I'm so happy na it's becoming so much more raw and real. Like even the sidekick, like the bird, was real. Like akala ko yung bird, yung si Mirabelle when she was in the room of Bruno, I thought the bird
Mm-mm.
would just be with her the whole time. But even the
Tapos
bird was real
iniwanan.
with its own emotions. Sabi niya, bye, I'm out of here.
Bye, ayoko na.
Yeah, so yun.
Yeah. You know that they actually, trivia though, they actually had to fight for Luis's muscles.
Yes, I read
Oh, oh
that.
my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
That is
They
so
initially
cool.
didn't want to have Luisa
A
be built
girl.
that way.
Oh,
Oo. A girl.
wow. Ang cool
Yeah, a
nga nun
girl built
eh.
that way.
Masaya
Yes.
nga eh.
So it's great that it was
Ang
pushed because it
daming
really,
body types, guys, naman, di ba?
it was very
She's
nice. It was
she's
very
a
nice.
triangle shape.
Mm-mm.
Ang
Correct,
ganda.
correct.
So it's
Yes.
Oh,
nice
that's
to
so nice.
finally have more
Representation.
films, more
Yes.
Yes.
representation, more, and even more material that's really
Mm-hmm.
getting us to reflect and think about
Yeah.
what we can improve on. And it's really perfect discussion for the start of the year as we talk about really that new word for the year, that focus, and the better habits that we can build, so that we
Mhm.
can end this 2022 on stronger than ever. And that's all we really want
Yeah.
for
Correct, correct.
each and every one of us. So I guess,
Mm-mm.
Janina, to close, what
Mhm.
maybe you can share with us some new habits that you have, or
Mhm.
if you're going to continue some that you've done since last year or 2 years ago, to better improve yourself and to better improve your mental health and your overall well-being.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, for me, of course, boundaries, but at the same time, boundaries in terms of work and play, but at the same time, playing more at work instead of work hard, play hard. Because yun na nga, it's more sustainable for me, like to make habits stick. Yun na nga. So if you keep on having fun, so that's one for me, and keep on reading books, keep on getting good influence and good juju. So that's me. Sleep early, wake up early, get more things done. But again,
Mm-hmm.
depende sa sleep-wake cycle kasi kanya-kanya din yan. We're one in a 27 undecillion. Something like that. Yeah. So there, that's for me definitely. Keep reading, keep enjoying, and keep working out. Sinama ko talaga yun.
Yung work, oo. No
Yes.
physical,
Yeah,
physical
it's good for the
exercise is
mind.
also, yeah, it's
Yeah.
part of
Mental
overall
health.
wellness. Yes.
Yes.
Agree.
How
How
about you
about you,
guys?
Dar?
So
We're just
for me, in
constantly
terms of,
hosting each other.
yeah, hosting
Yeah.
each other,
How
yeah.
about you?
In terms of coordinating, I mean, in terms of habits that I want to be able to embody more, I've said this a million times, but I'm still working through it. It's still something that I need to go through. I
Mhm.
mean, journeying. Kasi parang, hindi pa rin ako ganun ka-consistent. And so it's
Mhm.
frustrating for me. Is really
Oh.
drinking water. So I
Ay, oh my
agree,
gosh. Malaking
drinking
bagay.
lots and lots of water. Kasi parang I really feel like we need to like
Yeah.
clear out
Yeah. Oh my
And
gosh.
ayun nga, parang in terms
Have
of
you tried
overall
ano,
wellness,
yung galon
yes, I
na
have
may
so many
ano,
gallons.
yung may
Meron ako dalawa, yung two
yung may time
gallons.
slot na
Oo, yung may
galon?
time slot, oo. It
Okay, what's the
started,
next?
it worked for a while, but after a while, it stopped. So I don't know. So
Yeah.
parang, but I guess that's how it is with any kind of habit or wellness stuff,
Mm.
right?
Yeah,
Parang
maybe
you
add
grew up.
fruits
Yes,
para
I
mas
can try
malasa
that.
for
Mas
you. Like
malasa. Correct, correct.
add lemon or soda water. And soda
Yeah.
water is good for you then eh. Daw.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in
Use my
terms of
code. Joke. I
my
send you the
code,
link. No, but honestly, kasi lagi ako bumibili ng soda water. And now I got a soda
oh,
machine. And I'm just so happy because I'm like, ang saya. Ang saya. So maybe you want. Baka, and it
sige.
helps with digestion. Dami na.
Talaga. Ang dami na.
Nang
Ang dami na
budol na.
talaga. Oo,
Pero
nang
totoo. You
budol.
were saying after the water.
Yeah, because parang I feel like I agree with you on the sleep and overall wellness, like parang giving your body the sustenance. So
Yeah.
parang taking care of
Endurance.
your physical body. So like the sleep, the drinking of water, eating good food, and
Yeah.
then
Ito na. What else?
on the mental and emotional health is of course we do well, we practice like journaling, we write things down. So those are
Yeah.
the habits that I want to maintain. And then siguro the other thing that I would add, semi related to journaling, but it's a prompt. It's really like um answering this question every day. What made you smile today? Or
Aw, I
what
love
made you laugh
that.
today? Kasi parang yun nga, related to my word of the year
Read
na
it.
It's
joy.
related with me.
Yeah. Na
Yeah.
parang sometimes, kasi sometimes I think when we're so parang focused with our
On
day-to-day
the
struggles
goals.
and
Yeah,
stuff,
also
parang we
that.
forget na parang what made me smile. And then
Oo.
after a while, you don't know anymore what makes you smile, 'di ba? Parang
Ah. Talaga,
ayun
parang
na.
coming from you, feeling ko you're such a every time I talk to you, parang laging may giggle. Hindi pala, gano'n? 'Pag
Hindi.
ano, lagi kang gano'n? Gano'n ka pala lagi? You know how sometimes we have like, on cam, let's be like, 'pag may
I'm
pagkakataon
super
yeah.
complicated. I feel like I have like parang extreme and whatever emotion. So
You know
sometimes
your ano, MBTI ba yun? ENFJ ako. How about you girls? You know?
ENFP. I INFP.
ENFP.
INFP.
INFP.
INPJ.
Ikaw? Ay ka rin, di halata.
INPJ. Pero yung
INPJ.
E and I ko, parang sobrang borderline. Like 1. So in some tests, nagiging E. Tapos yung iba nagiging 1.
Ano?
I,
Nalilito. I'll just this vibe again. Balikan ko. Ano ulit yun? Anyway, so yeah.
oh,
Yun.
si Kat naman. Kat.
Mm-mm.
Let's not forget about
Napapahaba
Kat.
yung chika natin. Nag-enjoy
Oo.
masyado. Go,
Tuloy-tuloy na.
2 hours pala to.
I think ang ganda ng the habits that you guys have mentioned. Honestly, drinking water is such an important thing that I don't want to admit to myself, even though sa katabi ko dito, kape. Gandang oras na kape.
Oh my gosh.
But it's I'm gonna be
Inom na
up.
guys.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
up tonight. But also just getting back to my habit of reaching out to a psychologist. That was a habit before for me when I was getting better with my healing journey, and I felt like I kind of stopped it because I don't know, at the back of my head I just felt I was okay, but then I realized that it's again a journey. Like there are gonna be days where I'm gonna find myself struggling again. We're all never completely healed unless we're
Yes.
robots. So
Yes.
constantly checking in with a mental health professional. Let's normalize that. To plug na lang with MindNation, we have mental health first aiders via chat 24. You can access that 24/7 for free, and you can book a psychologist or a well-being coach. A well-being coach can help you naman with better habits. If you're having trouble
Nice.
drinking water, this well-being coach will literally message you every day.
That's so
Drink
cool. What are
water.
your I'm also like curious. What are your basic rates for that? Like psychologist? Ano yung per
Right.
1
So
hour ba
for
or what?
yes, it's per hour. And it's very easy to book. It's 24/7. You can chat, you can message and get a video call or a voice call. And it starts off at 500 for a well-being coach, 500 an hour, and we have 1,500 per hour for psychologist. If you
Okay.
don't know where to start, meron rin kaming therapy plans that's focused, like hyper focused on your key issues like self-love, deep sleep,
Yes.
and
Ah,
anti-anxiety. So
nice.
you can check
Yeah.
those out, and
Are
then
those 500 also an hour? Or
iba-iba. It's all on our Facebook page,
okay,
but it's
okay.
all starts for the psychologist. It starts off at 1,500.
1.5.
Honestly,
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you now that's the most affordable in the market today, and it's
Yeah, for
really
sure.
helped thousands and thousands of people. So get started on that. If you've never tried it, just try it out once. It's 1,500. It costs just as much as ano bang 1,500?
How many Starbucks ano yun? For a week ba
Lima.
yun or what? Tama ba? Di ako magaling
Doing
mag-math.
math.
Or baka magaling ako mag-math. I'm just boxing myself. Joke.
Baka din. But yeah, reaching out to experts, seeking help is something that I
Yeah.
will
Seeking help,
continuously
yes.
um
Do.
have a habit of
Yeah.
doing kasi
Agree.
Especially for those
that's
who live alone. Ngayon, ang
exactly.
hirap, diba? Iba pa
Correct,
Exactly.
rin.
correct.
I
And at
wanna
least
Ako,
they're professionals. As in, inaral nila to, how to deal with our issues,
agree.
diba?
correct,
Nandun ka na
correct.
sa pro.
I
Agree.
Yeah.
agree also kasi like ako personally, I also have a life coach. I also
Oh,
have a
really? Wow.
psychologist. Yeah. So, parang it
Dami.
depends on one of the kung ano yung concern.
Oo. I
Because
love
I
it.
think sometimes we underestimate the help that we need. Like parang we feel like we have to do
Yeah.
it all by ourselves. But
Yeah.
Luisa.
actually having a coach can help you be more
Focused.
focused
And have more
and
joy. And then grow.
and yeah, because the coach kasi parang they ask you questions and they will make you reflect and think about things, and then at the same time
Mm-mm.
parang give you different kinds of perspective.
Cool,
And
yeah.
diba,
Na
going
not
back
not
to
anyone can
Encanto,
do. Yeah.
correct. Going back
Sometimes
to
you
Encanto,
yeah. Oh.
Mirabella provided a different kind of perspective, and
Mm-mm.
imagine how it changed everything. So
Yeah, they just
imagine
have
if
one
that
door now.
happens to you.
I love it.
Agree.
Yeah.
Yay! So much
Yeah.
fun.
So many great insights, and again, Janina, it's amazing to have you on
Thank
board. You've
you.
worked with us separately. It's great to have you
Yeah.
with the both of us, and
Yay! Saya.
hopefully we get to chat with you soon. There's so many things that we can talk about, pa, and I'm sure everybody
Mm-mm.
here as well enjoyed the session. You can share with us your thoughts, your key takeaways from what you watched. I know it's mostly Encanto, but you feel free to share if there's anything else that you took from that. This is in no way sponsored by that
We
company.
wish.
We wish.
We wish.
Next month.
But
Merchandise.
yeah,
Kahit merch lang.
exactly. So
Aw.
let us know what your thoughts are. You can message us as well on MindNation. The details are in the ticker banner below. Yeah, we're excited for this new year. I hope that it's inspired. This session has inspired you to really take new steps to focus on your word for growth, for joy, whatever it is, and get started on a better mind, better you. Dar, and Janina, any final words? Maybe we can start with Dar.
So guys, we're looking forward to spending another year with you guys this 2022. And so don't forget to take the pause at least every month with us, every last Wednesday of the month, and we'll hang out together.
Yay, love
And
it.
Janina,
Yay, thank you so
last
much for
words.
having me. Yeah, ito na closing remarks. Thank you for having me on behalf of Kat Triviño and Adar and Mind Nation BDJ. Thank you so much. And again, I'm gonna leave with my closing spiel sa podcast na to rise up every chance you get and have fun while you're at it. And
nice.
yun, just be patient with all seasons of your life. Okay lang. Diba? Seasons are there for a reason. Ay, gawa na tayo ng kanta.
May rhyme.
Seasons are there for a reason. So enjoy the season.
I
Okay?
love it.
Everything
Thank
happens
you.
for a reason. And a
Thank you,
lesson.
Janina.
Okay, thank
Thanks,
you.
Dar. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.